Hello, my name is Rebecca Schendel. I'm Managing Director of the Center for International Higher Education, and I coordinate the WES-CIHE Summer Institute for your early career researchers. I'm delighted that you're considering applying for this year's event. This short video is designed to answer a few questions that we get every year and to hopefully make the submission process as smooth as possible. Please do listen and check and see if any of the questions you have are answered. If they're not, and if you have remaining questions, please know you can still reach out to the team at WES-CIHE Summer Institute at bc.edu, and somebody will get back to you as soon as possible. The WES-CIHE Summer Institute is designed for early career researchers. We define that as current graduate students or people who've completed their terminal degree within the last 5 years. I'm afraid this is a firm eligibility requirement. So if you completed your graduate work more than 5 years ago, you would not be eligible to participate in this event. We maintain that eligibility because we think it's really important that it be a developmental space full of people who are at the beginnings, essentially, of their research career. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean only people of a particular chronological age. Every year we have people who have worked as practitioners for a number of years who are now doing graduate studies, and we welcome you wholeheartedly. But the point about where you are in your graduate studies, either during or soon after, that is an important eligibility requirement to maintain. The Summer Institute is offered in person sometimes and virtually on sometimes, depending on the year and the circumstances. In the years when we meet in person, we do offer partial funding for those who are selected to present their work. We recognize that sometimes there's questions about this. So let me try and outline this for you. First of all, in order to participate in the Summer Institute, you do need to submit an application. That means if you do not submit a paper by the deadline, we won't be able to consider involving you in this year's event. At the same time, we can't have all of the applicants present their work during the Summer Institute. There's just not enough time. So what we do is we select a subset of papers, the most outstanding papers every year, to present as part of the agenda, as part of the program of the Summer Institute. Those who are selected to present their work will do so in front of their peers, and the faculty and other expert mentors in attendance will receive some feedback on those papers and usually have an opportunity to publish their work afterwards. Those who are not selected to present may still participate in the event. It's really important to say that. We've had many early career researchers over the years submit a paper, not be selected to present, but have chosen to come to the event and have learned a lot from networking and engaging with their peers. And in fact, have then applied at a later year and been selected to present. So it's important to say that if you submit a paper this year and are not selected, you are welcome to still attend, and you may still apply in a future year and be selected to present. There's no limit in that sense. There is, however, a limit in terms of how often we will select you to present your paper. We'll only select an individual one time to present their paper to the group. If you do attend an online year, of course you can come in a future in-person year, but the same expectations apply. If you've already presented your work, you will likely not be selected to present your work again, but you're welcome to come. If you feel, for example, that you enjoyed the online year but would like to come in person in a subsequent year, that's fine. Every year you want to attend, however, you must submit a paper and be part of the application process in order to be considered. In years when we meet in person, we do offer partial funding for those who are selected to present their work. It's important to highlight this because another question we get every year is whether co-authored papers will be selected or will be accepted. Generally speaking, we suggest that you not submit co-authored papers. It's much easier if you submit a single authored paper. That is for a couple of reasons. First of all, we need to know that the work that's submitted for the Summer Institute is work that is done completely by an early career researcher. Of course, we recognize you have supervisors and other mentors who give you feedback on your work, but we don't want to be reading papers that have been partially written by an established faculty member in the field. So we know that sometimes there is a tradition of naming a supervisor as a co-author at a paper. This is not a circumstance where that will be beneficial to you. And in fact, if the paper has a faculty co-author, it will likely be rendered ineligible. So we recommend that you submit papers that you have written on your own. Of course, we know that sometimes early career researchers write papers together, and in that sort of circumstance, we're welcome we're very happy to look at a co-authored paper. Just know that in the years when there is an in-person component, if we select a co-authored paper, then we will have to split the funding between the authors. So there's a little less travel funding available for co-authors. So that's something just to be aware of. In terms of what we're looking for in a paper, first and foremost, every year we have a theme. We do ask that you speak to the theme. That is a really important piece that we're looking for. Of course, we also ask that you stick to the requirements. We have a word limit every year and other submission guidelines on the website. Please follow those. Beyond that, we're really looking for novelty, innovation, new contributions to the field. We want to see, perhaps if you've done some empirical work, that the data you've collected offers some new insights into the questions facing us as a field. If you're more of a conceptual researcher, maybe you're submitting a literature review, literature reviews on their own are unlikely to be chosen. They might be chosen if they present a novel framework, however, a new way of thinking about a concept or an issue, a new conceptual framework that others might find useful or insightful. So novelty and innovation is really what we're looking for here. Also, of course, it needs to be something that we can follow, that is clearly written, that builds on work that's happened in the past in order to blaze a new way forward for the field. That's mostly what we're looking for. If you have any further questions after watching this video, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we look forward to receiving your application. There is a submission portal live on our website. If you select that, you should be able to upload your paper and also complete a few just basic requirements for our registration system. If you have any technical difficulties with that form, for example, it's a Google form, so we know that in some parts of the world that can be hard to access, do reach out and we'll find another way for you to submit. We do recommend, however, that you check that before the night before the deadline, since sometimes we're not able to answer all questions in that time frame. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you at the next Summer Institute.